on the first episode of 2026.
Money is not everything.
Meet the US-based nurse turned entrepreneur who dared to return home.
The joy that I was getting was not there anymore.
And why she ended up establishing a world-class medical facility in Eldoret.
I am providing very good care to Americans, but when it came to my family members in Kenya, they were unable to get the same kind of care. We were among the first facilities that offered dialysis 100% covered by NHIF.
The chance of living in the US is something that most people on earth have been craving for eons. The idea that a person coming from nothing can make a name for themselves is more than alluring. It is this dream that inspires thousands each year to relocate to the land of immeasurable opportunities. So, when you encounter an individual who had the privilege of being in the so-called land of the free, but made the unpopular decision to go back home, you can't help but wonder why. This is Sharon Sang, a professional nurse and returnee from the US of A.
My passion has always been healthcare. So I pursued studies in the US. That's when I went in 2002. My brother had immigrated a year before, and he went there to study nursing. And since he had already been abroad for a year, my parents felt like it was better because at the time the university strikes were quite a lot, so it was delaying the graduation process. So they thought it was better for me to go there and do my studies in the US. I studied in the US, graduated from University of Alabama in 2007, and I've been a nurse in the critical care field for more than 10 years. After I completed, I worked at the local hospitals there, University of Alabama Hospital and other hospitals there. And then I moved to California in 2010. And I worked at the local hospital there at ICU. So I started as a regular nurse, and by the time I left, I was a supervisor of a local hospital. The money was very good, getting paid in dollars, and the hospital where I worked, which was the best paying hospital in California, I had no reason to leave, but my father got really sick. And I remember when I got the phone call that he was extremely sick in ICU in a local hospital in Eldoret, and his organs were failing. His heart was failing, his kidneys were failing, and they didn't have available resources for him to do dialysis. So he had to be, luckily enough, we were able to fly him to Nairobi to get the treatment. So I think it was that moment that it clicked for me. I am providing very good care to Americans and getting well rewarded for it. But when it came to my family members in Kenya, they were unable to get the same kind of care. So at that point is when I decided that I could not stay in America. The joy that I was getting was not there anymore. I had to come back. When I did more research, I found out that the only place that was offering dialysis in Eldoret was Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital. And at the time, that is 2015, they only had about 3 working machines. The 3 working machines were serving over 100 patients. So that means someone had to queue for 2 or 3 days before they could get treatment. And as soon as they got home, it was about time for them to to get dialysis. So you always had to have a family member queuing for you to be able to get dialysis. So that is when we decided that is what the entry point for us to come back to Kenya, to start with the dialysis center.
That was how in 2019, Rapha hospitals and clinics came into being.
Rapha is a biblical name. It's actually one of the names we call God, Jehovah Rapha, God our healer. So we picked the name specifically because of what it means, what it represents. Jehovah Rapha, God our healer. So when you come to Rapha, you're coming for healing.
Based in Eldoret, where Sharon was born and raised, the medical facility focused initially on offering dialysis services.
We looked for a space that could occupy at least 10 machines and close enough to everyone, and where it was not too expensive. You know, when the running cost is so high, the people that you're trying to help are not going to get the value because you have to cover overhead cost. So we found this facility close enough to town. The running overhead cost was enough, so we started here at where we are right now. We brought 10 machines, and I remember everyone was telling us that it is a lot. No one, even MTRH, was not having 10 machines at the time. What would make us think that it will be a good business? Because when we started, NHIF was not covering for dialysis. A cost of dialysis was over 10,000. So for someone per session. So to think an ordinary Kenyan would come here and pay over 10,000, at that time they told us that it was not going to work.
And that's twice a week.
Twice a week. So you're 20,000 a week, 4 times. I mean, we're talking about at least four weeks in a month. You're looking about 80 to 100,000 a month. So they told us no, it was not going to work. But luckily that year, within, I think 2016, in July, NHIF started covering for dialysis. So we were among the first facilities that offered dialysis 100% covered by NHIF. The water from the machine comes this way. It cleans the blood and the bad stuff goes out that way. Our clients are regular people. We have farmers. We have, because of the type of disease that these patients have, you find some of them were employed, now they are unemployed. So they are 100% dependent on SHA or NHIF. So I would say majority of my clients that come here are low to medium income earners.
Quite impressive, given the cost implications of running such a facility.
Each machine goes for about 1.2 million. So to open up a center, you'll need an RO, which is the biggest part of the water. So you need a machine that processes the water to make it good quality for it to offer dialysis. So the machine itself goes for about 2 to 3 million. So that is a water treatment plant, 3 million. Setting up the plumbing, having generator because power supply issues, and then the machines and the beds. So it costs us about 15 million to start.
Wow.
Yes. The initial fund was from savings. It was from savings. I worked, then I cashed out my 401k because I said if I'm going to live this cushy and comfortable life, I cannot give myself a way back to go back. I was coming one way. So I cashed out my 401k.
What is 401k?
401k is a retirement fund.
In the US?
In the US. So I cashed it out and I used that as the seed money for opening the facility. When we got here, we realized that just offering dialysis was not enough. So we needed to offer more services, inpatient, radiology, lab. So at that point, we had to get a loan. Later on, it's mostly been financed by loan.
Currently, The facility comprises a team of 110 professionals from an initial membership of 6. This expansion also brought with it an extension of services.
We have doctors. I have employed about, when I count the consultants, about 30. Nurses, about 45. Biomedical technicians, 5. Lab tech, 5. Radiologist, 2. I have 2 pharmacists and pharmacy technologists, 3. Then we just have the other support staff, cleaners, and everyone else about. We offer general services, inpatient, outpatient, surgery, ICU, mother and baby, maternity. I mean, all the services. We just recently concluded first surgical orthopedic camp. We had a group of 2 organizations that sponsored the event. About more than 28 patients were assisted. We had more than close to 20 surgeries that were done by Made in SHA. Made in SHA is an organization of Kenyans in Australia. And they came in, I think it's an event that they do every year. And they came to us to see if they can assist patients in these regions. Because as we know, Eldoret has sent a lot of Kenyans to Australia. And I think the Kenyans in Australia felt like it is good for them to take care of the people in Eldoret. So they chose Rapha as a facility. And then the surgeons that did the procedures are from an organization called CWO, and they offered the surgical services for free. So a lot of patients benefited from the camp.
The team from Australia was headed by Daniel Ademba.
Yes.
How do you know him? And what would you want to tell him?
I would like to tell Daniel, thank you. I know I met him through a friend of mine who's in Australia. I think they came last year and did a surgical camp in Busia. So after Busia, they passed by and to see another person who came from abroad. Because, like everyone has a dream of coming back to Kenya and assisting their fellow Kenyans. So when they heard our story of Rapha, we are from abroad, they came and visited the facility. And I think because we shared the same mission with Danny and the group, they felt like we could be good partners to do the surgical camp together.
What are some of the things that you think should be improved on?
For dialysis patients, I would like to thank the government because I think every year we have spoken about the chronic illness. The chronic illness package for SHA is very good for dialysis patients. It's paying for their catheters, it is paying for their sessions. What is lacking for them is the daily medications that they use for blood pressure and replacements, like for calcium and blood, like iron tablets, calcium tablets. The current package is a bit too low for them. So the out of cost for this patient is still very high. The other thing is when it comes to transplant, a lot of my patients are not pursuing transplant because of the cost. SHA package does not fully cover for the transplant or the transplant medications. So someone is afraid of doing transplant because of the extra cost. Lastly is for the inpatient. The bed rebate for most hospitals, it's what we claim when a patient, especially, for example, comes for malaria or pneumonia. If it's a level 4 facility like my facility, we only get paid 3,360. So someone who comes with severe malaria and they need fluids, they need probably high other specialized tests and medicine, that 3,360 is not enough. So you find the patients are paying out of pocket. So I would request if the government, SHA, can relook those packages and fellow Kenyans can, buy into the system so that everyone can benefit.
Are you getting payments well as providers?
No, we're not getting payments well. So that is the other thing that we would request.
The delay what's the problem?
A delay and irregular pattern. So you can get paid on time, but you're paid a very little amount. Or sometimes, like for dialysis center, let me say, for example, here at dialysis, we were getting regular payments up to where we were about 45. Every 45 days, you know the previous month you'd be paid fully. Now it's been 4 months. We have not been paid a single shilling. So, you know, and consumables and everything for dialysis is quite expensive.
Sharon is proud of all she's been able to accomplish. The Moi Girls alumna attributes her success to partnerships with like-minded individuals and her elite team of professionals that continue to work harmoniously, ensuring cohesion through various team bonding retreats. She, however, is grateful for the opportunity to dare abroad, as it made her who she is today.
Working abroad taught me to be a disciplined and hardworking person. I think the way the systems work, you always learn to trust the system, because I think I had an advantage because I went there when I was young. I had not experienced any job or even going to college in Kenya. So when I went there, I was a teenager. You know, when you're a teenager, you have a lot of energy. I left when I was 17. I turned 18 then. So I saw how it is free, but everything is streamlined. So it is very easy for you to get in trouble if you don't follow the rules. So I learned to follow the rules very early, and I learned that hard work is rewarded. It taught me to be disciplined, really. So coming to Kenya, working hard, and even to where I am right now, is because of that discipline and the hard work and just doing the right thing. You know, whether anyone is watching you or not, just doing the right thing.
But she does have this piece of advice to any medical professional interested in venturing beyond borders.
I think now you have a lot of organizations that are offering that service, like Avant Nurses. I've seen them advertise, they give them green cards, but the process takes long. Now there is an NCLEX testing system in Nairobi. So of course, opportunity has opened up for the nurses here.
If there are downsides to it, being abroad, working abroad, is everything rosy, you know? Maju is everything?
No, Maju is not everything. Definitely, that's why we came back. If it was everything, we would have shifted everyone to go to Maju. So the money is good, but when it comes to life issues, living with your family, getting that free time, it's not there. So you can get money, but no social life. In Kenya, you have social life, maybe not enough money. So you have to choose what works for you. Quality of life in Kenya is much better. You can't compare.
And those thinking of returning?
I think for me, the biggest challenge was just getting used to Kenya. You know, when you are used to things working just like systems working, you expect the same thing in Kenya. So getting myself readjusted to when someone says, let's meet at 2, they actually mean 4. Yeah, so you readjusting your mind to how the Kenyan system works. That was a big challenge for me. Secondly, is just knowing how to deal with the normal challenges of being a Kenyan. You know, like even when you are applying for a loan in any bank, they'll tell you the process takes 3 months, but in actually it takes 6 months. So adjusting your what you're used to be abroad, because you know abroad when you want to buy a house, you apply online, you look at the house online, and you sign all the loan paperwork online without meeting anyone. But in Kenya, we are not there yet. But there is hope. There is hope. Like now, Huduma Center works. You walk in, you get your license or a copy of your license. You don't have to go look at for your local chief. So, I mean, we've made a lot of progress compared to when I came in 2016. So there is hope.
Sharon Sang is the perfect embodiment of putting service before self. Hers is an inspiring tale of what you can accomplish when determination meets discipline. For Daring Abroad, my name is Michael Zimanjay.